All right, guys, so today I'm going to break down the show day footage from the Ultimate Grand Prix and the competition. Now, we did the one day out video where I had the athletes come into the gym, meet with me, train, pose, everyone that could. So now we're just going to review kind of some of the show day stuff that goes on. I'll talk a little bit about, what I remember from that day. And again, remember, this is me getting the footage. So a lot of this is like me back and forth backstage with my athletes, out trying to get some clips. I am trying to be mindful to get footage for you guys because I want to share the show day experience from a coach's perspective, and get you some insight into what coaching, judging, what goes on at shows. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out for a coaching consultation, prophysique.com. I'll put that below. But let's get started. We're going to start right away with Pro Bikini. This is Miriam Jenkins. Now, Miriam she had just turned 59, and we were competing in the over 55 category. Miriam is someone I've been working with for, I believe, 5 years now. We've won multiple pro shows together. And at this point, we're just always trying to fine-tune her physique. And there is a show next year in Tokyo, Japan. You have to win the over 40 class. So I think that's pretty much going to be our goal, is to set some improvements up so that we can get a win in an over 40. It's going to be tough because there are some very good over 40 Masters competitors. And now with that Masters Olympia qualification, I feel like it's going to create some traffic. But we'll see. Miriam's a wonderful competitor. And this was, one of the... I was very happy with this look. Miriam is someone that, we walk a fine line with her with conditioning. And this is I believe this is the over 50 category or over 55. I don't recall because it's been a couple weeks now. Now, when they moved the athletes around, they initially moved Miriam into the 3-4 position here. And I thought, when I saw this, okay, they're probably going to end up moving her in, because if you go, I'll zoom in here on the back pose a little bit. If you look at her back pose, as far as glute fullness and tightness, shoulder width, waist being tight, quality of skin, and the hamstrings especially, I thought she was the best in the lineup, and it wasn't close. This judge, who I was not familiar with, I believe his name was Rudy, made some decisions that I typically thought I would have known better, but you live and learn, and on this day it was not Miriam's day. And I'll tell you this, as competitors, especially pro competitors, they really learn to roll with the punches. I try to be objective as a coach. When you're at a show, you try to be objective. I thought objectively she was the best competitor that day. It didn't go her way, so we'll make the improvements and we'll move on. Here's Samantha Li. Samantha was competing in the novice category. This was our first show of the season, and I was very happy with the overall look. I think the feedback from me and from the head judge is just a little bit tighter. Outstanding shape. She's obviously gorgeous. She does a great job on stage, great stage presence. So we'll go into some of the group comparisons. Here's Samantha's group. I believe this was her novice group. They ended up, I believe they moved her. There she is in the red in the middle there. So the goal for most of these classes, you want to end up closer to the middle. That's generally where the higher placings are going to be, depending on how the judges are handling the day. And that was the case for most of the classes here. The competitors that ended up closer to the middle. I tried to zoom in on the judges there. You see they're watching now. In the bikini division, they're looking for a few key things. It is a bodybuilding competition, but it's not who has the most muscle. It's who has the best balance from top to bottom, conditioning. This is Kate Richenthal. I got a little bit of her individual routine. That was our first show of the season. This is Allie. This was our second show of the season. Yeah. I definitely think Allie will be competing next year for a pro card. She needs a little bit more density in the legs and glutes, but her shape, her balance, and there you go with a little stage presence. She's got that really natural hourglass shape to her physique. She's got some pop to her shoulders. So it was good to get to see her in person. Very impressive. And this is one of the novice classes. And I believe you see Allie on the far left and Kate. They swap then, moving Kate out. And I believe they end up with Kate moving in on the other side in this class. The judges right here are basically looking for, a combination of muscularity, the hourglass shape, and now you see Kate has moved to the other side, and Allie is still there. I believe the young lady in red is going to win this class. I thought Allie should have been in the middle on that one. That was one of those where I was a little confused. The other young lady in the middle was very thin compared to Allie, and Allie had really good conditioning in her back pose. Here's Elora. Elora she was doing the Masters division here, getting ready for the Ben Weider. And although Elora has been practicing her posing, when you see an athlete on stage that is taking their time like this, it's almost like I can see her thinking. She's not really performing. So one of our feedback was to be a little bit more kind of natural looking on stage. Not that that's ultimately going to make or break you, but it does play into your kind of stage presence. And then when you're in the groups like this, it can definitely help. And you're in and out of your poses, and you're grabbing attention. So this is Samantha in the red suit. She's then moving to the middle. This is still a novice class, I believe. This might be open A. Yeah, sorry. Usually it goes novice, then masters, then open, right? So I believe this was the open. And there, another one of my, here is the next class. This has got to be the open class now. So now we're looking at probably open E or F. There's one of the other coaches, Ben. I see him at a lot of shows. He's a very enthusiastic coach, good coach. And so, yeah, this is the back pose. You see Allie there, second from left. She's got the nice little tie-ins, but I think overall glute volume needs to come up. She just needs a little more size, which is exciting. Kate's also there, third from the right. The young lady in the yellow ends up winning this class, so I think we got second and third here. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, the goal for show day is to get the athletes in position to be really conditioned, muscles nice and full, stage presence great. These are not long judging criteria, right? They're not on stage for a long period of time. Here's Alexandria. So you really want to make sure you are optimizing every second that you can be up there. Alexandria has impeccable stage presence, amazing structure. Her conditioning was very good at this show. And our goal for this show was to come in and get noticed and get ready for the Ben Weider. This is the day one. We'll be doing a second video for day two, which was the natural Grand Prix. But they were giving away a paid entry if you win the overall. And Alexandria won the overall at the Battle of the Bodies. And we were a little bit improved from that. So that was the goal, to come in here and make some noise here. If you just see the width of her shoulders, how tight her waist is, the one thing we're focusing on for Ben Weider is, if you see in this back pose, she's got the glute size, leg size. We just need to be a little bit tighter and sharper in that lower body. And then we'll be ready to go. But yeah, overall, really happy with Alexandria's, look from head to toe. She's going to be a contender at any show she goes to. She's just got that wow factor. Her secret weapon is her hair. And she just has great stage presence. So yeah, overall it was good. That was the open classes. Now we're going to get into some of the awards. I believe this will be your novice awards, and there's Lynn taking the second place in this one, taken in for the picture. And then in this class, you've got Kate, I believe, in fourth, and Allie in third. This was the novice class. Sorry, we're going through these rather quickly. And here is the open A with Lynn in second and Samantha in third. So yeah, everyone's placing well. And, like I said, the judge made some decisions that I may have disagreed with ultimately, but hey, you live and learn. And there was Allie in second in that class and Kate in third. And then in the tall class, because Alexandria is a little over 5'7", she actually gets the win. So of all the athletes, she was the only one I had in the overall. I was expecting to have maybe 2 or 3 in the overall, but actually only Alexandria. Now this is the bikini overall, so I'm going to try to film it for you guys. They did move Alexandria into the center 2 positions immediately. The other young lady in the red suit next to her had already won the overall for the true novice and the novice. So this was up for grabs, right? This was going to be a tough call for the judges. They had to make sure they put these athletes through their paces and bring them in ready to go. And now here's where I really think Alexandria pops when they have them walk forward. I don't know if that's going to be here or if I even filmed it, but you'll see her walk. Yeah, she's just got a really natural walk, really grabs your attention. Overall, just a fantastic athlete, and we're really excited to go to Ben Weider. Here they all are lined up, waiting for the announcement of the overall title. And I believe this is, without a doubt, the largest bikini trophy I've ever seen. And the cool thing is, the presenters are 3 former Miss Bikini Olympias, including 2-time champion Jennifer Dorie, your current champion Lauralie Chapados, and the 2020 champion and local Florida promoter Janet Layug. So amazing representation of the bikini division. Serge does a great job just, bringing in some of the biggest names in the sport to really support the show. And it does make it feel special when you have athletes of this caliber sitting there watching, they're backstage, they're interacting. It just ups it, especially, Lauralie had just won the Olympia like maybe a week or 2 before this. So yeah, I was able to get up on stage, get some video. Now you can really see the scale of that trophy. It's literally almost half as tall as Alexandria. And then they had one final award to give out, which was the person with the most potential. And this was actually, I think, a paid flight to a national show of their choice, along with this shield. And I was kind of hoping Alexandria would get it, because anything that helps your athletes with their expenses, this sport definitely adds up, especially going to a national show where the entry fees are $300. You got to get the makeup, flights, all that stuff. So they ended up awarding the highest potential to Alexandria, so she does get some expenses covered for her. She's really cleaned up with the awards this year. She won the overall at Janet's Battle of the Bodies, and then she won the overall here. And in shocking fashion, I'll spoil the next video we're going to do. She wins the show the next day, which was the Grand Prix, but they called it the Ultimate Grand Prix Natural. So it's a drug-tested event. This year, the Ben Weider, which is a drug-free event, drug-tested event for a pro card and an Olympia qualification, to compete there, you had to qualify by competing in a drug-tested event prior to going to the Ben Weider. So this was one of the ones in Florida. I had a bunch of my athletes do that. We'll do that video next. I don't want to drag this out, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this footage. And again, if you want to do a free consultation, if you're looking for a coach, myself, the other coaches at Pro Physique, we do free consultations and discuss all the details with you. So go to prophysique.com. I'll also put that link below. And hopefully you enjoyed this footage. We're going to have a few more of these videos coming out. We've got some big shows coming up I'm very excited about. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.